Hey guys, how are you? It's Sunday and it's the 19th. Sunday morning, I thought I'd just jump on and give you my perspective on this full moon in Gemini that's coming up on the 27th of November, about 9:15 in the morning London time. Obviously, it does depend on where you are, maybe the 28th for you guys, early morning somewhere, but either way, the energies are going to feel the same. So I'm just going to get some notes up for you and have a little look. I've written a few down, so I'm going to give you some bit more info, a bit more in depth. So we've got it coming. It's on the 27th, and as I said, it's about 9:15 in the morning of the 27th, and it can be quite passionate and it can be quite fiery. So Mercury is also going to move into retrograde shadow on the 25th. That's a couple of days before this. So there's still going to be a little bit of confusion and there's going to be some delays. But I do think by the second week in January, certainly there's going to be more revealing stuff coming forward. And certainly from the 20th of January, we should have the information that we need to proceed and get it together. And this last full moon that we had, the new moon that we had in psychological Scorpio, it was really difficult. Scorpio energy can be challenging. Scorpio does not do shallow ever, and he has been pushing us to perform those personal post-mortems, and to finally determine who, what, where, why. Something needs to be refined, changed and eliminated, and I think this moon is going to help us further define. So we've been working towards this sort of unconsciously now for a while, and the information we've gleaned so far, um, it can radically change how we view our future realities from this point. And the moon is in opposition to both the sun and Mars in Sagittarius, so it can be a bit heated. We've got that cardinal fire of Mars and a much more mutable fire of Sagittarius. And Saturn is in Pisces, but moving direct, and he's also square this moon. So we might not have all the answers just yet, but don't be bullish in your approach. Don't be too pushy to overcome any sort of residual barriers, okay? Despite Saturn in Pisces squaring this moon, we can always negotiate a square aspect, and we should remember that. And also remember that over time, Saturn, water does eventually crack rock. So be patient and be mature with this Saturn energy in your approach. Pisces can be very frenetic, but try if you can to be mature in your approach. And I think at that point, the answers that are in the pipeline, you're going to be able to better control the flow of that information as it starts to come in. So if we communicate our needs firmly but gently, this moon is going to help us with those conversations, the ones that we may have been avoiding for a while. And it's also going to help us find answers to questions that might still linger with whatever it is we've been dealing with. So this clarifying full moon, and I've underlined clarifying, it is going to help us process what we've uncovered so far about ourselves and others. So don't forget that, moon's polarities, the moon's nodes are in the Aries and Libra polarities, so it's the self and others. So whatever's been uncovered, as I say, within ourselves, about ourselves or about others, it does bring fresh development and it does bring steady progression, but it can be a little bit frustrating. Okay, so we've got this instinctive sort of Mars, which is that cardinal fire. He wants the answers and he wants them now. He wants his lollipop and he wants it now. But Mars, now having made that shift into Sagittarius, still expecting results for sure. And I think, the truth is going to out. So if you have been digging in the dirt and you've been not sure about what we see, what we hear from another or others, then I think, if you're rational and we keep our cool and watch carefully how we actually respond and express ourselves, during this full moon. I think that's going to determine the outcome. And the vision is there. You're just moving towards it slowly, but just take a breath. So solutions and answers are in the pipeline, as I said. So if we act intelligently and we're rational and we have better control, then I'm sure of that. So just keep a lid on it, guys, there. We're not out of the woods yet, but I do think that Mars puts on, it gets us back on track a little bit. And we do have that more optimistic sort of energy, and it is going to grow, but don't overspend as well. Don't overspend. We want to be generous. Venus in Libra, of course. We've got Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus, so take it easy. It's very easy to lose track of this with this heavy mix of mutable energy, even though the big players Jupiter and Uranus are still in that fixed Earth Taurus, but Taurus is Venus ruled, of course, don't forget. So yeah, we can be over generous sometimes. So yeah, just take it easy with the money. It is, as I said, it's easy to sort of get lost in that. It's coming up to that festive period and we want to be generous, so take it easy. So don't expect everything to be signed, sealed and delivered. So if we talk about contracts in, we'd be working towards resolution with contracts. We may not have the information, as I said, not all of it anyway. So it's not the best of times to be standing on the dotted line. You will get there. So whatever it is that's remaining unresolved or outstanding, whether or not that's balances, situations, at this point, it's going to be all right. I do think that you are going to begin to fracture, as I said, and there is steady progress from this. So new information and new potentials, really, they're going to start appearing. There is going to be less anxiety about the decisions that we've been moving towards and the information we've been receiving. It will be less challenging as we move beyond this new year and the Mercury retrograde, for sure, about the 20th. So now it's time to be confident but not overconfident, optimistic but not over optimistic, in our need to sort of overcome whatever's left, whatever Pluto is asking us to sort of pull down and rebuild as far as our personal realities are concerned. So maybe not buy that appliance or that new car for Christmas because you'd like it for Christmas, and just maybe hang on to the January sale, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's good business and it is good sense. So stay flexible. We still got Pluto square that North Node in Aries, and Venus in Libra is in opposition to that North Node. We can always negotiate a square aspect, always. And certainly Venus here, I think she's going to help us handle any stress that might manifest with this moon. And we know that full moons can be a little bit crazy. So Libra can be indecisive at the best of times, but right now I think it's a really good thing. So don't rush to complete the project. Take your time. No knee-jerk reactions and too quick decision. Pay attention to what's significant at the moment. And this Gemini Sagittarius polarity, that's a mental partnership. Okay. So we've got the opposition of this sort of Gemini energies and the Sag with the Mars and Sun. So where Gemini, the logic, sense, the reasoning meets Sagittarius, the intuitive expansion that we can, sort of go towards and want to go towards. But it's important that we find a balance between the two, and this is what this full moon is asking us to do, really. So whatever's been building inside, it is time that we let go on whatever level, that we say it as it is, we speak our truth, and expect others to do the same. So this next couple of weeks, I think that's going to determine what that means for us personally. So there's no more suppression of feelings now. This full moon will have them expressed. I've underlined that too. So by around the 10th of Jan, remember, the winds of change are going to take us into shore, but it's going to be around the 20th of January, I feel. when this Mercury begins direct movement. I think that's going to be good. And also, let's not forget, Jupiter is going to move direct on New Year's Eve, and that's going to take us into the new year with a lot more. The sails are going to be filled with that optimistic sort of wind that we need to take us where we need to go. So I want to say thank you again, guys, to all your the new subscribers. I can't believe it. I'm just so thrilled. Thank you so much. I remember a time I was pushing for 500. Now I'm going to push for 600. It's great. I'm so pleased. Thank you. There's my Leo. But thank you so much for that. And I'm going to say again, if you do want to contact me personally, I do work online via live video, fully recorded, then sent to your email address. You can make an appointment with me, either using the contact form on the website, which is listed, I think, on the channel here. And if you don't want to do that, you can email me personally, but you need to head your email client inquiry so I don't miss it, if you would, guys. And if you do want to text me, you can do that. Unfortunately, I'm not able to pick up if I'm in session and I'm using the telephone at any point. So big thank you for subscribing. If you know anybody else that would like to do that, if you feel happy with what you've heard today, please click share. Really appreciate that too. Really helps the channel grow. And I'm now going to do, as you can see, worked all the notes for your new moon signs, where the full moon, where it's happening for you, and as you're moving into December.